Am I live? Did you guys, I'm waiting for you guys to find me again. Hey, Steven. Ugh, damn. Everyone has to go out and then come back in and find me again. Bummer. That's just how it's going to have to be. How do I see these Instagram comments? Hi, John. Oh, good. You made it back. I hate it when that happens because I have to kick everybody off and then everybody has to go find it again. Oh, but since it's just me and you, I'll strum a little bit. Ooh, look at all these smudges. These smudges are cool, though. You know what I mean? There's a lot of French fry residue on there. How's that sound? I'm not finger picking anything tonight, though. How's that sound? Okay. And then let me know how that sounds. But then also, how's this? Is this like really swimmy? They used to tell me that I had your eyes. How's that? How's that a verb? You guys, I am Caitlin Cannon, and you are officially at Wedded to Wednesday. Married to Monday on Wedded to Wednesday, where I play something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. And if I'm wearing any, I'll throw a shoe. Gain down a bit. Okay, how about this? Too much? Too much? Oh, good. Okay, great. Happy to hear it. Let's see. How do we... Oh. I tried to go in this incognito window. Kids, any minute now. But the thing is that I want to see the Instagram comments and I can't remember how. Maybe if somebody comments, Misa's in California. Getting distracted. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody talk to me over here on the gram. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to see the comments because I can't remember how I see them. Also, if I could find my phone, I could just try and do it there. But yeah. Well, I have missed. You don't see me on Instagram? Really? You're kidding. I'm supposed to be over there. It says I'm over there. Oh, wait. Now I'm over here. Okay. Woo! All right. Let me introduce myself again. It only took 7 minutes of technical difficulties, like 5-6 months of doing this. My name is Caitlin Cannon. Catherine's on the gram. It's Married to Monday on Wedded to Wednesday, and I'm going to play you something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. If I were wearing any, I would throw a shoe. Catherine, I can't see you, but you can see me. Hi, Deb. Hi, Wade. Yay! All the friends. Hi, Brad. Hi, Brad Cole. You guys, it's so good to see the Married to Monday friends. For real. It's been too long. Because, seriously, no notifications. Okay, I don't even see you there yet. How's the gain now, John? Steven, are you still here? Okay, well, I will not delay. I will no longer delay. I'm going to close this, though. So, okay, cool. You guys, it's been so long since I did Married to Monday because I've been on the road And sometimes I try to do it when I'm on the road, but this time it could not be done because first I was down in doing the prison program training in 30A, Florida, where we had 4 new trainees to learn the Beyond Bars program at Walton Correctional Institution. And I got to tell y'all, my training's like really intense. It's like a lot. I think so, except for this one, this ear, this one's got cancer. Oh, shh. No, it doesn't. Delete. Hi, wild ponies. If you're here. TT. Hi, if you're here. I was just talking about you because hi, D2 Films. I was talking about you, Carrie Elkin, because I saw her. So anyways, Wade, yeah, I have to get my ear chopped off, but I'll know more about that after the 21st. I had to hustle. It was like I was doing the training, but I also had to get my taxes done because they're canceling health insurance, and you know how that goes. That whole song and dance, that old chestnut. And what else can I tell you? So we did the prison program, which was beautiful. And I've been really, really wanting to update you and to do a Married to Monday with the prison songs. Some really amazing songs were written this time. And since we're going to have Beyond Bars Nashville, Beyond Bars Collective, I was hoping I could get the kids over here to do, hey, Shuffle Bee. Hey, Tall Deb. I was hoping I could get the kids over here to sing some of the songs, and we could do a Married to Monday reunion on Wedded to Wednesday. But I also think I'm just going to call this Married to Monday and do it on whatever day I can. And then, I was back for like a couple days, played a show, managed to get one in down at Eastside Bowl since I was having a bit of residency there. And then I went to Reveille to write with the veterans there, and it was really awesome because I got to coach, and I got to coach alongside Butch Hancock and George Ensley and Susan Gibson and Phoebe Hunt, and it was a grand reunion, and just had a really, but ultimately it was a lot of the writing songs in these circumstances is like a lot of processing trauma, and it's my favorite thing to do. Honestly, it makes me feel like there is some sort of point to music these days. But then I went to Austin and went straight from that experience to Kill Tony. I didn't get on, but I did prepare a minute of dirty jokes, which I'm going to do for you for Something Blue. So you got to stay tuned to the end. But while I was out there in Austin, heard it was a great tune at the ranch. Oh, yeah. Are you talking about Butch If You Were a Blue? Yes, that Butch Hancock. Yes. He's the best. I'll tell you a funny Butch story in a minute. Do you mean the tune that I wrote for Rhonda? I'm going to do some dedicated posts to these things. But Doug, I think you mean the tune I wrote for Rhonda. Tom must have told you about it. God, if I could remember how to play it, I would. I'd play it right now. She wrote a really great song. She wrote a song about how she had left a 25-year marriage, and she left this marriage after waking up to her husband strangling her. Some really just soul crippling abuse, and it was really, really hard for her to wake up to that and to leave. And so she wrote a song about waking up to that, but also waking up to her, her responsibility to herself to leave. So I will have to do that song at some point. And Butch Hancock was my bunkmate And he, we didn't sleep we were both staying at the Olive View Ranch, which is just right down the road when they have the overflow. And George was there, and Cynthia was there from Berkeley. And I woke up one morning and I came out to get some coffee, and I said, Butch, I had a dream that I was in a bowling alley on a cruise ship. And he said, a bowling alley on a cruise ship? Those would be some low scores. I thought it was pretty good. Okay, well, Catherine, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, there was one song that I wanted to play at the house concert. You guys, Catherine, are one of our Baller Dollar extraordinaires. She hosted a house concert for me in Texas, in Leander, and it was epic. It was amazing. It was so beautiful. There were some creek survivors from the Sandy Creek flood. I mean, people who had actually been in trees and lost everything, all of their homes and everything. And Catherine did this and put it on in collaboration with this really cool yoga studio. And so there were a lot of really enlightened people, and then a lot of people who also want to be off the grid for other reasons. So it was really great. It was super fun. There was a porta potty. It was really great. She got me every kind of Olipop soda that they make. Y'all know those are some fancy sodas. So I was very well loved and taken care of out there on the beautiful ranch. Catherine has peacocks. And when I was like, Catherine, I was like, are these your peacocks? And she was like, well, who else's peacocks would they be? It's so funny. But anyway, it was really great to be out there with you, Catherine, and to you guys. Catherine has some really awesome friends, musician friends and yoga friends. And we all seem to have this original wound. And I was going to play Daddy O' Mine, but I didn't get to at the house concert. So I think tonight I will play Daddy O' Mine off of the Trashcannon album, which is about my original wound with my dad. Hi, Ryan. Hi, sister. Hi, Ted Mullaney. Okay, let's see. Am I missing anybody? No, I think I've said all the hellos. So here is something old, the first song of your Married to Monday set. And I'm not going to do it that high. But the last time I did this, no, Chuck Hawthorne wasn't there. I don't think. The last time I did this song, I was in a bar in Massachusetts, I think, and my dad knocked a glass off the shelf, and everybody was like, ah, because I always tell them he'll do something. I would say 7 out of 10 times I play it, he'll do something. But because he's on the other side now. This tonight's set is going to be a bit of a theme of folks on the other side, a bit of a tribute. So we'll start with my dad. But yeah. So if the lights go out, don't blame it on the retrograde. Blame it on my dad. I do. They used to tell me that I had your eyes a little bit sad and a little bit wise. Covered your face with an old Stetson hat and a Marlboro cigarette colored mustache. If you cared under there, I never knew that. I see your message, John. I'm going to turn it down some more. It's all coming through the ear trumpet, so maybe I'll just tilt it up a little bit too. Here I go again, trying I was a little girl, I liked to trace all the lines that you had in your forehead and face. Would it put there by worry or put there by time? When I asked, you said it was no business of mine. If you were in pain, I never knew why. Here I go again, trying to find a man who won't end up leaving without giving a reason. I always said you were misunderstood, that your heart had been carved from an old block of wood. And I've been called selfish, told I'm unkind. Guess I take after that daddy of mine. Here I go again, trying to find a man I'll end up leaving without giving a reason why. Like that daddy of mine. Okay, I didn't change. I did turn it down a little bit, but is it, John, is it okay? I'm insecure about the clipping because, as you know, I could not sound check myself because Restream IO is being a cunt. And I mean that in like the Australian way. Hey, Rachel, long time no see. Or actually, I don't think I've ever seen you. Never mind, verb fixed it. Okay, cool. Cool. I need tap shoes. Hello, Clicker Boots Moir. I do have tap shoes. You think I need to wear tap shoes when I sing about my dead dad? I could try. Well, if you're just tuning in, this is Married to Monday on Wedded to Wednesday. I'm Caitlin Cannon. I'm playing you something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. And I am not wearing any shoes. I revolt. Anyway, I have been in the car for 2 days, and I just drove to my house, and then I plugged all of this in to come and see you because I miss you. I really do miss our Married to Mondays. How's everyone doing? Can we just have like a real talk right now? Because, you know, I'm like trying to kind of be together a little bit. But the truth is, I'm usually just, when I get on here, I'm just like freaking out about all the little technical things and trying to not let you know that I am, but I am. And also, I think it's better. So I'm still not taking my Adderall. And not only that, I am now a certified quantum design specialist, level 1. Every cent that I made on this last tour, I gave to Karen Curry Parker, which is, I don't know. It's a little insane considering there's no real science to back this up, you know, but this thing about the planets and the stars and the combustion and everything. So hopefully I'll be able to figure out how to get organized enough to offer some readings, but it's really been helping me like an insane amount. but it doesn't help me late at night as much. Hi, Pirate Girl 150. Okay, you guys. So that was something old, something new. What was I going to do for something new? Oh, yeah. So for something new, I thought it would only be appropriate to play every time this week, because I can talk about Reveille this week. And maybe I will get Rhonda's song sort of memorized. It's in one of my notebooks, but I could get Rhonda's song memorized, and then maybe I could play it next week if I'm not doing a Beyond Bars dedicated Married to Monday next week. So let's see here. Are you wearing the rich? I am, Catherine. I am. I got it out today. You guys, Rich Brotherton, who I don't know, but lots of people do know. I met Andrea McGee, Catherine's very good friend, and we went and saw Ula is the name of the band. It's like traditional Irish songs. And Pat Byrne is in the band, who I met at 30A, at the 30A Songwriters Festival. And so we were at the Saxon, and Catherine took me to see Ula play, but Rich Brotherton couldn't be there. However, Andrea is putting a benefit together that like Lyle Levitt is playing, and Patty Griffin is playing, and so many other people I can't even name. And I don't know when it's happening, Catherine, but if you guys are in, if you are in Austin, you should go to that. And I'm sure if you look up Andrew McGee's or Ula or anything, you would be able to find out more information. But I got this little wristband, and I did put it on for the cause. I was thinking, it's so amazing that a man can devote his entire life to becoming like such a purist in terms of upholding what is special about music and be a true craftsman, which I could have kind of got the sense of it just from watching his daughter, because his daughter was playing the fiddle in the band, on what it might be like to be his daughter. But just this testament of how many people are coming to play this benefit concert for him, because he has, I believe, they are saying he has ALS, which is obviously quite tragic, but to watch the whole community rally around him and to see if it might be possible to actually, create some sort of way for him to get some actual help to move an actual needle, because you can do a lot more for your health with money than you can do without it. That's for sure. It's December 9th, kids. I'll be here. I will be in Nashville, Tennessee, having Indian food with Amber. We've had it on the calendar for months. Do you have that? Do you have friends that you have to schedule out with 2 or 3 months and put it on the calendar? Hi, Tex Chromosome. Hi, you guys. Penny J was also great. When I was out in Austin, I got to do the Tex Chromosome show at KOP Radio. You guys should all tune in. You can tune into that on the internet and hear her awesome show. And also we pre-recorded Dawn's show. So that'll be coming out soon. I'm not sure when. I guess he'll tell me. Hi, T Simplicio. I think that's Tom. Hi, Harvey the Rabbit. Hi, Cabajoey. Anyways, I am going to stop distracting myself with the comments, and I'm going to go ahead and play every time, because I wrote every time the first year that I went to Reveille to coach. And there was a man, I've told the story before, his name was Dan, and he had no legs. And I said, Captain Dan, you have no legs. And he said, I know. And he made it very clear that he didn't want any help from us. And so he was in his wheelchair, and I was standing on the other side of a glass door. I was writing a song with Jules, and he had fallen out of his wheelchair. And I saw him fall, and I saw him hit his head, and I saw blood gushing from his head. And I also saw tears gushing from his eyes. And several people rushed over to help him. And he said, "Don't help me." And at the time, I was just had this moment of reckoning where I was like, oh, wow, he's showing me this, right? Like, this is the physical manifestation. He's showing me this thing that I feel inside. And like, ultimately, what can happen if you don't fix that, start learning to accept help. I mean, no man is an island, but I really related to that. I still have a really hard time accepting help. I can barely ask for it. I need a lot of it. I think it's got a lot to do with, being such a burden or being so ADHD my whole life, and feeling like when my wallet and my keys and my car and my phone are all in different cities, and how stressful that is on other people. But I'm like, just try to hide that from them because I don't want them to know. I just don't want to create any more havoc on anyone else's life. So anyways, so I was writing this song for Dan. I don't know. He was influencing it. I was in some stupid fights with some friends. And of course I realized that like, it was all really coming from me, from my own inability to forgive myself, and accept myself. Your video on my end keeps dropping you out. It wouldn't stay connected. Where are you watching from? That's very weird. Doug, are you watching on Instagram? I guess so, huh? Y'all, I don't know what to do about the gram. I'm also broadcasting on YouTube and Facebook. So you could just come over to YouTube and Facebook too. It does seem like the gram keeps freezing. I don't know. I'm in an incognito window. So anyway, here's every time. So you guys probably heard this because for something new, I was going to do songs that I'm auditioning for the new record. I say the new record. I have no plans to create because I have no budget. Because I spent all the budget on the last record and I'm never doing that again. So anyways, I did when we were, I used it as a teaching moment when we were in the prison, because I did this whole, had to move over to Facebook. Instagram glitches, not your fault. Ugh. Well, come on over to Facebook. Hey, Bergie. Try it over on Facebook or try it over on YouTube. I'll just leave Instagram up, but maybe somebody write in the comments, go to Facebook. Anyways, what was I just saying? Oh yeah. So I used it as a teaching moment in the prison because this second verse used to be, it used to be essentially what the bridge is now. And so I used it as a North Star lesson and a kill your little darlings. Buy a Tascam 4-track and create your own Nebraska. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I really could just, I think I might do that. Something like that anyway. Blah. I can't do the comments and do hi Daniel Ray Singer because every time somebody pops in, I have to be like, hi Diesel. Where you really spent your whole budget on pseudoscience. No, I didn't, Diesel. No, I didn't. I spent that was my rent that I spent on pseudoscience. That was not my budget for the record. Okay. God. I have to, I'll come back to Instagram in a minute because you know how I am. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I used it as a teaching moment for like the North Star, where I found that I wasn't being totally honest with my lyrics, even though the lyrics were technically fine. And so then I killed them. I killed all my little darlings, which is a fun metaphor when you're teaching in prison. And then I dug them up. I dug up their little dead word bodies out of the graveyard and sort of repurposed them for the bridge. So let's see. And I put a mod. I modulated. Let's see. Okay. Here it goes. I don't know where you learned how to fight so dirty, but it's probably what kept you alive, honey. It's nothing short of a miracle that you survived. The odds were against you. To call it unfair would be the understatement of those trying years, but your hands are still clenched in a fist. It's clear you insist on fighting somebody who ain't even here, 'cause I'm gonna be on your side every time, every time. I ain't cut out to be no chaperone, but I ain't about to leave you alone, even though there ain't a damn thing that you can't do on your own. Bring on the silent treatment. Nothing you say gonna make me reconsider my position. Baby, you can keep trying to drive me away. I know how bad you need somebody to stay, and I'm gonna be on your side every time, every time. You learn about leaving before you can walk. You need more to believe in than cheap talking. I'm gonna be on your side every time, every time. How about that? How you like my mod? What do you guys think? You believe me? Do you believe my bridge? Well, if you're just joining, this is Caitlin Cannon. I'm playing you something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue for Married to Monday on Wedded to Wednesday. Hello, hello. Hello, Grand Old Country Bunker. Hello, Southern Iron LLC. Got over on YouTube now. Okay, great. That's why I really want you to watch it anyway. Hello, Emmy. Goodness. Oh, thanks, Deb. Thanks, Catherine. Hello, Magic Smith 69. Thanks for coming back over. Magic Smith 69. What could that mean? Well, that was something old, something new. Now it's time for something borrowed, and I'm going to get real right now because I got to talk to y'all about Todd Snider. What a loss we have suffered in this community. Todd Snider and Elizabeth Cook put out a movie in 2013 called East Nashville Tonight, and it made me want to move to East Nashville. Basically, they just like do a bunch of drugs and like run around. I mean, there are parts of it that are just, there are parts of it that are just so slow. But really, it was just like, it made me fall in love with East Nashville and want to come and be here. And it took me, it was like almost a decade later, but eventually I did get here. And then I got to meet Todd because you know how we're doing the hook? So if you work backwards from that, Cliff Seltzer called me on the phone. He said, I'm working on a new project with Todd Snider. It's a TV show that he wants to do about East Nashville. And he needs like a correspondent, like somebody to be like almost the newscaster character. But obviously it needs to be a lot of levity. And Anna Lee over at WMOT had recommended me for this. They were like, you got to talk to Caitlin because of my comedy stuff. And so I ended up going to the Purple Building, and Scott Sachs was there too. And, Scott and I have worked together also on we were kind of just like primed for the thing. We had the chemistry dialed, and they actually, I didn't even expect Todd to be there, but he was there, and he was lovely, and he was very interested in us. He was very interested in who we were and what we were doing with our lives. And they wanted to hear my minute from Kill Tony. So I ended up doing this for Todd Snider, who was like, he stood up after and he was like, you're hired. And I was like, somewhere, I think all of us kind of knew though, that this was going to be the only day, I definitely went into it with a grain of salt, but it's just because of all the stories that I have heard of people making plans and falling in love with Todd, and then how Todd always gets in his own way and, has suffered with a lot of mental health issues and addiction issues. And so, yeah, it was shortly after that, Cliff got a call that Todd was going to make his record instead, and the whole thing was being put on hold. And it was put on hold, but we were still going to do it. So in the meantime, I knew that Cliff was going to be looking for something, and Trigger had approached me about the idea of the hook, like not based on Kill Tony, but we need a platform in terms of like a live podcast for songwriters. Like, I have to go on Kill Tony and try to tell dirty jokes to like get some people to listen to my music on Spotify. You know what I mean? Like, there is no, like, the music industry path. You just got to find another way, Hey, Andy. Hey, Brad. Come on in, y'all. Yeah, truly sorry about his passing. Wondering if you knew him. I mean, I knew him. I was able to tell him, East Nashville Tonight's the reason why I wanted to move to Nashville. And also your album, East Nashville Skyline, is like the reason why we even have an East Nashville. And that's why there's all these flowers outside of the Purple Building. But if you guys, it's actually like quite fucked up what happened. And so keep your eyes peeled for the Saving Country Music articles, because Trigger's actually like having to do an actual investigation on what happened. And you can Google it and you can see the body cam footage of him telling the police that he can't breathe. And then they took him to jail, and also they refused him at the hospital. So, he had double pneumonia, and that was ultimately what killed him, even though, yes, he was assaulted and he had 22 stitches in his head. And he was, he was on a bender, and it's like, no one could, wild horses could not have interfered with that. So anyway, yes, he's on our hearts, and it is such a tragedy. It is such a loss. And so I did go back and listen to East Nashville Skyline. And there's a song on East Nashville Skyline called Age Like Wine. It's the first track, and I'm going to play it for you because all of Todd's songs seem very prophetic now, you know, all of them. But this one just seemed, I mean, they're all appropriate, but well, probably the truth is this one was like the easiest. But I have been thinking that I might do some dedicated live streams to like all Todd Snider songs, all Drive-By Trucker songs, all Jenny Lewis songs, all Tiff Merritt songs, all Ryan Adams songs, just the songs that made me want to do what I do. So that might be a fun thing to do, maybe once a month or so. Okay, are you ready? Here is my tribute to Todd Snider, who I loved but never knew. Maybe we'll do it here. I don't know. Let's see what it sounds like here. Old timer, too late to die young now. Old timer, five and dimer, trying to find a way to age like one somehow. My new stuff is nothing like my old stuff was, and neither one is much when compared to the show, which will not be as good as some other one you saw. So help me, I know I am an old timer, too late to die young now. Old timer, five and dimer, trying to find a way to age like wine somehow. I've met every fool that ever signed their name on these walls and backs of bars, all these beer joints and concert halls. Been through 7 managers, 5 labels, 1,000 picks and patch cables, 3 bands of band, 3 vans of band, a bunch of guitar stands, and cans of beer, bottles of booze, bags of pot, 1,000 other things I forgot, but I thought I'd be dead by now, but I'm not. Sorry I butchered that, Todd. And I don't think that you're dead to most of us, actually. Some people are more alive on the other side, you know, especially when their demons or their addictions or like, I'm thinking of my father, you know, like he was the way in which I feel like he participates with me from the other side is so much more resonant of who he was before his demons started eating his soul, you know, while he was alive, and he was you kind of couldn't recognize him, you know. It was an edit. Yes. Well, if you're just joining me, that was something old, something new, something borrowed, and now it's time for something blue, because this has been a sad set for the most part. And since I went to Kill Tony twice, but I didn't get my name called, I thought I'd do my dirty jokes for you guys. What do you think about that for something blue? That's a fun twist, isn't it? I think I did this last time too. So let's just see. No, there's only one person watching on the gram. But there's 80 all over here. Well, you guys, okay, I'm going to do my minute. And if I had gotten Kill Tony, this would be what I would do. Okay, so this is going to be really dirty. But I enjoy subjecting my sensitive singer-songwriter audiences to 1 minute of dirty stand-up. I just think since I'm here instead of going to the open mics. Oh, the gram's a mess. Okay, well, whatever. Since I'm here instead of going to the open mics, I'm gonna do it because I have to practice. Okay, so let's go ahead and be like, y'all just be like, ah, okay, and I'll pretend like I'm coming on stage. Okay, go. Okay, I'm starting. Ready? Action. I swiped on a guy I thought wanted to have a threesome, but when I got there, I found out his pronouns were just they, them. And then I went out with this guy who was really old, but he looked really young, except only in this one area. And then I went out with this guy who had autism, but he just fucked me like cried and then counted my socks. It seems like every guy I date's lying about something, his age, his kinks, his special ed program, but it's not that I won't date liars. No, I won't date liars with herpes. I don't want to get it again. Just kidding. I don't have herpes. How should I end this? I know. I told my mother I wanted to have kids and she said, don't do it. It's not worth it. Okay, that's it. That's it for the jokes. That was something blue. This has been Married to Monday. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. I hope you guys like those jokes. I hope everyone's still my friend. I hope I didn't ruin my life. It's really weird to be committed to the delivery when you can't tell if anyone's laughing or groaning, But I'm happy to see everybody. Mary Had a Little Lion. I know you'll probably watch this later. I missed you. And Steve Stevens says he's in a bar. It's so great to have the Debs tune in. Thanks, John. I really miss doing these. And I am going to figure out how. Thanks, Deb. Okay. We got a thumbs up on the mom joke, y'all. And then, yeah, let's see. We'll be doing this at some point. Actually, next week we might not, because I do not know about what's happening over the holiday. But just stay tuned, you guys. Don't give up on me. I have missed you. If you want to keep the lights on over here at Married to Monday, feel free to send in your baller dollars. And yeah, I haven't figured out what to do for your baller dollars yet. Maybe I'll put all your names in this. Yeah, I know. Everybody who puts also I need to, hey Wade, nice to see you too. Honestly, I have to thank Wade. I have to thank Steven. I have to thank all of you guys. John, when you guys, sometimes when I can't do the Married to Mondays, now this time I know it was a long time, but in the past when I've not been able to do it and you guys have sent in baller dollars anyway, that has been, that has just been so, yeah, it's just been, honestly, it's like, I can't argue with, sometimes you just need a little confirmation in the day, that you should even be trying to do this at all. And it just really, not what you do, not the good that you do in my life when you do this. But I'm so glad that it is nice to see me, even though I have 2-card day face. And I think if you send in your baller dollars, I am going to have a fun surprise for you next Married to Monday, because I'm going to make a Married to Monday theme song and I'm going to put your names in it. So get ready. All right. I love you guys. Would you like to